Speaking of, so I'm gonna act like this is getting uploaded somewhere. I am currently live at a victim of gaming at twitch.tv. Sorry. Um, not normally used to advertising it backwards, but anyways, I digress. I want to give my first impressions. We've gone through quite a bit of the alpha at this point. I'm only level 10. I could be much higher for anyone wondering or asking. I just kind of chose to fuck around and look at other systems and kind of run around and explore and do other shit. I didn't like beeline leveling like I normally would. But anyways, just disclaimers out of the way. But yeah, I'm gonna give first impressions, and this is gonna be kind of off the cuff without any planning or any script or any of that fun stuff. I think the first thing I want to say is it is very rare that a game gives me the ability. Sorry, okay, let me. It's very rare that a game is able to hook me for an exceptional amount of time. Yesterday, I think we streamed for like almost 15 hours, 14 hours, something like that. And we had streamed pretty much as I could every day. In fact, we went like 7.5 hours tonight. We would have went longer if I could have. Like the servers are down now. So there's not much not much I can do with that. I would love to play more. So I guess like that's just like my baseline. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm not even like pushing for anything. Like the way like if this was like were launched, right? Like I'd be pushing for like max level or pushing to get to PvP or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, I guess you know what? I'll get the bad out of the way first. Why not? Game is very janky. When they said this is a true alpha, a testing alpha, they were not fucking around. They were not kidding. That is what this is. It is very rough. A lot of animations don't play the way that they're supposed to. There's a lot of clipping, a lot of texture smearing, a lot of just things desyncing to a point that they no longer work. And the only real recourse you have is log out, risk the queue, if it's early enough in the day, or just wait for it to fix itself. You know, what else is really bad? Yeah, I guess this is like situationally bad if you're not into it. Leveling, life skills, and your archetype takes forever. I would say it says I'm level 10 right there, right? I could have probably gotten to 15 just based on the idea that like I didn't really know what I was doing or where I was going. And I think some players figured that out much faster than I did, obviously, right? If I were to have, if let's say they wipe for next weekend, I don't know if they will, for the record. Let's say they do, just as an example, and I were to start fresh, I could probably hit 25, probably at the same pace as the rest of the crowd. I have it figured out now. I understand what they were doing, how they did it. I know a little bit it was glitching. Apparently, there was like a couple of moments where like mobs would bug out and they would respawn and not like act like their AI would just bork out. But I digress. But yeah, I mean, it does take a while. Life skilling takes even longer, which if I were to, I don't know if this video would ever reach Intrepid. I suppose I could always post it on the forums, but I don't really like doing self promo like that, so it probably won't happen. But hey, Steven, if you're here, how's it going, man? The thing that I would say is it's fine if you want to make leveling take forever, as long as you are also going to implement catch-up mechanics later down the road, because new players will eventually get to a point where they don't have any new players with them to level. And that's a problem. But that's something you can fix on the fly. We'll probably test that in beta. You know, you'll have solo players trying to play it solo, and you'll understand what the solo experience looks like. And that's what new players, like, you know, 6 months to a year down the road are gonna experience, kind of deal. Keep that in mind. But what I would say, like, for like the general populace, like the people that are gonna play the game within the first month, or start the game within the first month, sorry. There needs to be a leveling curve where, if you choose to, you can do life skills alongside leveling. At current, life skills, and this, you know what, this might be because of like material scarcity, and maybe as you fix life skilling, because I know there's quite a bit of it that's not in yet, maybe that'll fix it. I don't know. Just figured I'd get this out there just in case. It's you can't do it at the same rate, and at which case you're gonna get to a point where, let's say, I don't know, maybe you're pushing level 20, level 25, and you've pretty much just grinded out all of like the level 10 shit you would need, well, and you're still only able to craft copper, or you're lucky if you're able to craft whatever's next. I would say things like that should be reined in quite a bit. There also should be a way of getting recipes that don't require grinding. Because if you're grinding for the gear anyways, getting the recipe doesn't mean anything. It just means that I'm going to either consume it, sell it, or whatever, but I'm still going to just keep grinding because I need the EXP anyways, and I'll just get the gear. Crafting literally is useless at lower levels. And if you want lower levels to matter, and you want them to be interesting and important, gear should matter a little more than just slamming my face against the wall, I guess. It'd be more interesting. It would also give players that are more life skill focused an edge. It would allow them to get ahead at something, right? It would give them their in at playing the game, where they're not going to keep up with the you know, the 20 hours a day guys, who are going to hit, you know, max level within like half the time you anticipate, right? So, anyways, that situationally could be a problem for people if they don't like the grind. It's an MMO though. Come on, we all expected a grind. That's not like out of it, I guess. It's definitely more than than most people are used to, unless you're, I don't know, unless you played BDL or Arcade, I guess. Both those games had pretty long grinding curves, not leveling curves, but grinding curves. I would say those are the main gripes at current. Again, it's an alpha. I understand. I'm not talking shit. I'm just putting it out there. Good. Classes feel fucking amazing. I made the joke earlier that we can swim, we can ride on mounts, we can all of our classes work, and seemingly all of our stats work, like you know, like intelligence, strength, crit, and whatever, right? New World didn't have that. New World did not have that. So in its Alpha 2 state, at least in that capacity, it is a more complete game than New World was at launch. That's funny to say. That's funny. I like that. But no, it is really fun. I've only played Mage, obviously. I want to play other classes, but as it currently stands, until archetypes are out, I don't think it's really makes sense to like feel them out too hard. I will say I don't know if I will play Mage. I know I mentioned this earlier. I don't think I'll play Mage at launch. Not in its current state. It's fun. It's good. It actually feels super satisfying. Like tweaking around, and like you can like focus on like ice for like it's better for like soloing, so you can see shit better. The fire is really nice because it's just more damage. You know, it's pretty much exactly what it says on the tin. Damage over time and more damage. Electricity is nice because it can augment your ice and make you more AoE and so on and so forth. It's really cool. It's really nice. It actually feels really satisfying to build out a mage. Looking at the skill tree, it's like, oh, I can pick this and then do that, and then oh my god, and it's really easy to see. It's really simple to read. Sorry, I don't want to gush, but it's really good. It's really fun. I obviously haven't looked at the skill trees of the other classes, but they look, with seeing them playing side by side, they look fun. They do. They just look really fun to play. The weapon system is really, really neat. It's really cool, and they better keep it the way it is. I don't want them to change it. Maybe add on to it if they want. They can add, but I don't want them to remove. I don't want them to fucking tweak it at all. It's so good. It's so good. It's like spell blades and spell bows and physical damage book was kind of weird. That's neat. It's fun. It'll throw in like so many different options for play, and I'm fucking all about it. How do you like the character creator in the lobby environment? Lobby environment's okay. It's what it is. Character creator is very bare bones at the moment. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like other good things that like super stick out to me. I guess the world design, the environment design is really fucking good. It's I mean, some people will say, oh, it doesn't have a style, and yeah, okay, fair, maybe not. But like when I stand on a mountain peak and I look out across, especially while it was winter in game, some of the view distances and stuff are super cool. They did a really good job at making it feel big. And it's funny because we have so very little. We have so very little of what we're actually going to get, and it still feels very big. It's not quite as I know. I said it, and I know a couple other streamers have said it, where it's like, oh, it's like an hour and a half, and 30 minutes to go from node. It's not quite that big. That's exaggerative. It's like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe node to node. So it's not quite as big as people were hyping it up to be, but that's still pretty good for an alpha 2. For like it was enough to facilitate the players we had. So I think that's pretty much all you can ask for. When you hop into the game, what sets you off into the world? Okay, so like when you first character create, they give you a quest. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's been a bit, and my brain is all fried. They pretty much they do direct you out, and they give you some direction. I think actually this is something that I was mentioning earlier that I probably should say too. I really don't like the needing to be level 10 to join a node. I kind of understand why they want it to be like that. But the main quest will send you on your way much earlier than that. And to be fair, that could change. We only have one of the starter zones right now, and there will be many. I think there's supposed to be one per class. I don't quote me on that one. I think that's how that's supposed to go. How is no leveling politics affecting your alpha experience? Right now, I don't think there really was any node leveling. Nothing that I think the normal average player was feeling, at least. From what I understand, it was only rumor. I didn't even check. Only one of the nodes actually even got some upgrades, from what I hear. And I think that's because it's like heavily stunted right now. I don't know if it's like fully implemented or what. Yeah, so we didn't really affect me any. If it affected anybody, I don't know. But yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, the main quest does obviously needs work. It's not quite there yet. I think that if they want to make level 10 the set yourself out from the tutorial zone to finally adventure through the world, it should at least be a faster leveling pace. Like you should get to level 10 faster, and then they can maybe slow it down from there if they want to keep their same leveling curve. Maybe or realistically, what I would do is just make a level 5. Getting to level 5 in the starter zone is pretty realistic. But once you're level 10, you're already out hunting for places in the nodes. Like you're at about level 9. I went to Highwayman, which is like deep in is that Wind? I can't remember where it is. It's like northeast somewhere, but I can't remember if it's in Marilith or either way. Point. So. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, I think the thing to keep in mind too is like not all of it's implemented yet. And while we should definitely throw criticism at them, hit them with all the feedback we can, all the bug reports we can, so that they at least have a direction to go by, even if they already have something in mind, right? But yeah, generally though, I had a lot of fun. And next weekend I will probably cry, bitch, and moan because there'll probably be a lot more people and the queues will be a lot longer. But I'll probably have just as much fun, I think. I want to PvP more. We got to do a little bit of it. The caravan event bugged out and allowed us to be basically permanently factioned against some players. Level disparity feels pretty bad. Like a level up can really fuck you. But it doesn't feel. I don't think it feels so bad that like you couldn't. If we were all more versed in our classes, the more skilled player would probably win in like a 1 to 2 level difference, maybe. Hard to say that for certain. Obviously, very little PvP so far. But it's interesting. I think netcode and like network stability being a little better first is what I'm looking for before I decide to go through and do a lot more PvP, I think. But yeah, I'd say that's my first impressions though. I think they definitely got a lot of work to go through. So, but we'll see. How dare Steven deny me my kill, though? Listen, I know I said I'd do some heinous, evil things if I had the power he had. But he could have at least, he could have at least pretended like he was going to give it to me. Come on. I'll probably might upload that as a separate thing, too. So if you're curious what I'm talking about, we fought Steven. I wanted to say mono, but I couldn't ask the rest of the server not to show up. I can't deny them their chance too, right? So, no, that's neat. I hope he does more shit like that, especially during launch. Me and GTA have talked about it quite a bit. MMOs were a lot more fun back in the day when GMs and devs were willing to just fuck around. Like RuneScape was a good example. World of Warcraft was another good example where like GMs, devs, and just like people would just fuck around. Like I remember people used to like go and look for the GM islands because the GMs would leave them leave them accessible if you knew how to get to them and shit. And it's just like that's fucking fun. That's entertaining. Gives players something to do that isn't just slam face into mob for 10 or for 20 hours a day, or slam face into bushes 20 hours, whatever. Or split that half and half. I don't know. Whatever the fuck your mundane MMO looping is, but yeah. That said, I'll probably wrap up the video here. And as for the stream, I'm